All right, Easy Sports Talk Show with Ed Smith and Javon Adams. So let's get to the Eastern Conference. So Eastern Conference, we have the Celtics going up against either the Heat or the Bulls. I got the Celtics, but the Celtics are one of those teams. And you probably in your periphery, as you've been hearing about the Celtics, they are a jump shooting team. They love to shoot those threes, and they're gonna live and die by it. So we'll see as they go on. But they should get this matchup against whoever their number 8 seed opponent is.
They should, but they'll make it tougher on themselves than they have to, because that's just like you said, they jump shooting team, and on those nights when they get cold, you mess around and let whoever get a game, and instead of a sweep, next year you're playing 5 or 6 games in this series, and just causing yourself more angst. But they'll get it done.
And that starts to play with your mind a bit. So before we get on to the next ones here, because I think what we'll probably end up doing is that conversation about that the second topic. We'll get that Monday. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But does it start? Let's say again. So since you've been in locker rooms, you've been in the clubhouse. Do the questions that, let's say, if you win a game but you don't win it as easily as you should, and then do the questions by the media about, so what happened there? What happened here? How come you guys on this road trip? If you're talking about baseball, how come you guys didn't win 5 out of 6 instead of breaking 3-3? Do those things start to play in your mind when they're asking about why aren't you as dominant as? Why wasn't it as easy as we thought it should be based upon the talent that you have in the clubhouse or the locker room?
If you're thin-skinned, it does. But the bottom line is wins, bro. You're trying to get however many number of wins to get to the finals, and then those last 4. So you can start counting them off. And, Styles counts in, what is it? What? Not even fights. It counts in what are beauty pageants. I mean, that's the only time it counts. I mean, you're supposed to get out there and get some W's, get them, and like I said, just worry about how pretty it looks when you're watching the film later on after the off season.
Okay, so let's go to the 4-5 matchup with the Cavaliers and the Magic. I didn't watch much Cavs or Magic, but I know the Cavs were a decent team this year. We know they made it into the playoffs last year. This one, I probably lean a little more Cavs, but again, that's me throwing a dart at the dartboard in the dark on this one.
Yeah, Magic are ahead of schedule in my opinion as well. Like some of these other young teams, and I didn't watch much of either one of these teams, but this is, you talk about evenly matched. I mean, there's 1 win separated the 2 of them through the regular season, and I would, just for kicks and giggles, I would pick the Magic in this one. Showing up a little early and having some pieces and going out there and doing it.
All right. So your favorite coach, Doc Rivers, is with the 3-6 matchup with the Bucks and taking on the number 6 Pacers. Now, this is one that when they brought Doc Rivers in, because again, remember that they fired their coach during the season, even though he had an overwhelming winning record, and they bring in who? They bring in Doc Rivers, and they didn't perform like gangbusters per se. In that trade for Damian Lillard, when it happened, we were talking about it. I said that this doesn't necessarily make me stand up and cheer because of this trade, and I don't even think Dame really wants to be there. He even mentioned remember when he was talking, somebody asked him about who, if you had to pick your all-stars or whatever it was, he didn't pick Giannis. He didn't even pick Giannis.
Yeah. And you said you made a mistake. You said when they brought Doc in, you mean when Doc brought himself in to the position.
True.
Snake in the grass. Yeah, you're going to fire a coach that was 30-13, and then you come in and have a losing record with the team, and they show this type of lack of firepower. And then you got to remember, Giannis is out for at least the first game or 2 or possibly 3 of this series with calf. And those are tricky, man. You could come think everything is healed and come back, pop that thing again, and be out for a couple of weeks. So
wasn't it a calf for Kevin Durant when he was in the finals, right? And he came back and he kept trying to push him and come back, and then the Achilles pop.
Yeah.
So this could be one of those, man. Pacers. I'm going to pay just because of that Giannis impact, because otherwise Dame is going to have to do crazy things, and I don't know even if that would be necessarily enough. And especially when you're losing, and Doc, well, it's not to say that Doc can't get you through some playoff rounds, because otherwise when you look at his playoff record, it wouldn't be what it is. But it's those games where it gets a little bit more pressure packed.
Yeah.
that Doc, even though he has a championship, but when you look at that championship versus other pressure-packed series where his teams didn't come out on the positive end of them.
I'm going Bucks, bro, because I don't want my son. I don't want to
Ooh.
watch. Oh my God, he is so bad when it comes to watching his teams play, and if they
Man.
don't do good, and you talk about the pouty mouth and the throwing stuff, and I'm like, look, man, I had to sit there and watch it until a certain point, and I'm like, look, man, I'm not gonna have all that down there. I'm trying to watch this game, you know. So
I feel you. I've been there.
Yeah. So I hope, man, come on, Doc, you can't do me like this. Come on, Bucks.
Oh man, I feel that. So then let's go with the Knicks and the 76ers. That's the 2-7 matchup. This could be interesting. I probably go Knicks. Because I think Embiid, if you saw that, I go because in that play-in game, I should say, he's still trying to come back from injury. So while he did really well in that fourth quarter, I think over the course of a 7-game series, he might break down a little bit because he's not 100%, even though nobody's 100% around this time. But I probably go Knicks, but I'll probably go 6 but I think the Knicks would be victorious.
I think this might be the best matchup in the first, well, definitely on the Eastern side, Eastern Conference. I'm I love what the Knicks did this year. There's one thing you can't teach though is size. And even though Embiid doesn't have his win quite yet, and he's trying to get it, man, you can't teach size, bro. When you talk about your best player is 6 foot and some change, and our best player is over 7 foot, and Brunson's gonna have to go through these trees to get to the rim. I know he does a pretty good job of it. I just, in a 7-game series where you're gonna be seeing each other night after night after night, I gotta lean toward the Sixers in this one. Okay. And like I said, in the first game or two, I could change my mind because like I said, Embiid is the key. If they can get him off, and that dude, he's a unicorn like your boy over there, like the Joker, man. You see these dudes running the floor, bringing the ball up the court, and every now and then they'll hit it, pop it out to Embiid, and he's hitting threes. I'm like, that's just not natural. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So if he comes with it, you got Maxey out there, Tobias. The Knicks are going to be in for a dogfight. I guarantee you, they did not at 2. They did not want to see the Sixers at 7. So this is going to be, in my opinion, I'm going to be locked in for each of these, and I'm going to actually pick the Sixers in that one because, like I say, you can't teach size.
Well.